Hi, my name is Jodie Burton and I am running for Clerk of Court in Terrebonne Parish. Over the course of the last few weeks, I've encountered many people who have asked the same question: what does your Clerk of Court actually do? So I decided to come to you today to give a brief explanation of what the responsibilities are that your clerk does on a daily basis. We're going to step through each of the departments and give you a broad oversight of what they actually do. The first department we're going to take is our election department. And as far as our election department is concerned, your Clerk of Court is actually designated as your chief election officer in each parish throughout the state of Louisiana. They take their direct guidelines and protocols to execute each election directly from the Secretary of State's office. We are tasked with the responsibility of training the commissioners that you see at the precinct on election day. To date, we have 397 commissioners. I'm extremely proud of each and every one of these individuals. They devote their time, they take pride in what they do, and serve their community well by executing the duties of a commissioner at the precincts on election day. The Secretary of State, again, is the one that controls all election procedures and protocols. We're going to go to our jury department next. This is the department that handles when you get those subpoenas in the mail to appear for jury duty. We usually get an order of court from the judge telling you how many jurors they want to pull and for what case. Our computer system randomly allots jurors to that pool and you're notified by mail. Our jury system is currently being rewritten into a new program. We're in the testing phases of this program right now. It's going to provide push notifications via text and email to all prospective jurors as to whether to report, not to report, or what time to report, which should alleviate a lot of the wait time. We also have a department that issues passports. This is a courtesy service that is provided to you, the public, in obtaining a new passport. In the last fiscal year, we issued between 400 and 500 passports. These are done by appointment for your convenience. It accommodates working people, school-age children, to where when you get there, you're not waiting in line to obtain this service. We have our recording department. This is the department that handles the recordation of all of your land documents, whether it be a bill of sale, act of donation, servitudes that affect your property, mortgages, tax liens, judgments, whatever the case may be that is filed against a name and or a piece of property comes through this recording department. The fees in that department are set by statute by our state legislature. This is also available by e-filing, e-recording these land documents. We do offer it electronically, or they can be walked in person, whichever is more convenient for you. We have filed in that land record department over 18,000 documents in the last fiscal year. We're going to go to our mortgage department next. That department issues mortgage certificates against a person and or business. And basically what this is a certified certificate on a specific name and or piece of property or business and name and property, and shows exactly what liens may bear against either the name or the property. Banks, attorneys, and lay people depend on these certified certificates to show what liens are outstanding against a piece of property and if free and clear to be sold or mortgaged. We issue lien certificates, which is probably best described as a certificate issued between a contractor and an owner on a project that's being done. Typically on big projects, especially with public entities, there's a retainage that is withheld. Once the project has been completed, we issue this lien certificate, which shows any possible liens that may have been filed against the job that haven't been satisfied prior to the retainage being paid. They oversee inputting all the data into a statewide database for UCC filings. And basically what a UCC filing is, it's a lien on a movable. It took the place of our chattel mortgages back in 1990. All of this is electronically transmitted to the state on a statewide database. This department also handles the cancellations of mortgages, tax liens, judgment, or any encumbrance that you may have against your piece of property. The fees in this department are also state mandated by statute. Our indexing department. These are the ladies that actually take these original documents that are filed every day. They proof them to make sure all names, party names, are indexed properly and it's labeled correctly. They check the scanned image of this document to ensure that it is done precisely and put out to you within 24 hours. They maintain a printed index as mandated by state law in every clerk's office. The copy and map department are the ladies that you're going to see when you come into the office and need some assistance in doing research. We offer public access terminals for our online research. They assist you with obtaining maps on property that you may need. The online access is also available at your home. If you go to www.terrebonneclerk.org, click on the online link, you can register there and research property and our names from the convenience of your home or office. Our civil processing and records department intakes all of the new suits and any subsequent filings that pertain to suits that were filed in prior years. New suits, when they come into our office, they can be filed electronically through our e-file system. They can be brought in manually, and they can be faxed. We have 5 divisions of court in Terrebonne Parish, divisions A, B, C, D, and E, and 1 hearing officer that handles all the child support matters. When a new case comes in, it is randomly allotted to one of the divisions, and everything pertaining to that case will always follow suit in that particular division. Last year, in the last fiscal year, we have filed over 3,000 new suits. That's not counting what was filed in other suits filed prior to that. It's a lot of paperwork. We process all the orders of court in this department, whether it be issuing subpoenas, activating orders from the judge on rules. They maintain and oversee records in both paper form and electronic form. They receive all domestic abuse and restraining order petitions that are filed. When those documents come into our office, they are processed immediately. Someone actually stops what they're doing, processes the paperwork, and walks it up to the judge's office to take further directive from the courts and how they want to proceed in handling that particular matter. They assist customers in obtaining information on any suit that was recorded. They receive these files, like I said, electronically, original documents, and by fax. All the cost of anything involving our civil department is also regulated by state statute. Our criminal processing and records department is very similar to our civil department in that they accept all of the new bills of information that are filed in Terrebonne Parish from a law enforcement agency or the district attorney's office. These may include felony, misdemeanor, and traffic violations. When a new case is filed, it is randomly allotted to one of the 5 divisions in our judiciary. Last year, there were more than 14,000 new criminal cases filed in Terrebonne Parish. That's in addition to paperwork that is being filed for records prior to that last fiscal year that are still ongoing. This department issues subpoenas, they issue notices, they keep our court calendar current with different notations from the judge. They process expungements in this department. They assist customers daily in obtaining copies and information on anything they may need in some type of criminal procedure of somebody they know or themselves. They issue criminal background checks for employment purposes. Sometimes you need them for rental contracts, just whatever the case may be, even to apply to a state nursing board. We issue all of those background checks. Okay, We're going to move on to our minute clerk department. The ladies that you see in the courtroom that sit right next to the judge, those ladies work in our office. They oversee the cases on that day's docket to obtain and log all of the decisions and verdicts that may be made in each of these cases throughout the day. They process the notifications to the state agencies in regard to decisions that may have been made in court reflecting against the defendant. They assist the judge in providing documentation if needed. They accept and log evidence in any case that the evidence is introduced into the case. They provide minutes from any court proceeding in their division, and they also swear in all the witnesses in each and every case. We have an archives department. This department was created to backscan older documents to supply you with more online access to older records. They continually take as many records as possible, backscan, put them online after they've been proofed and verified for accuracy. They're continually doing this daily in our office. This department also oversees the preservation of all the documents and the evidence that the clerk's office has in its possession. They work closely with the Secretary of State's office because we operate on a retention schedule. There are certain types of records that can be destroyed after so many years. There are certain records that are a permanent part of the fabric of our office. We're going to move on to our marriage license department, and of course we know they're the ones that issue you marriage licenses when you decide to marry someone. That application is available online. The fees are regulated by state statute. The requirements to obtain a marriage license can be found on our website at www.terrebonneclerk.org. In the last fiscal year, we've issued between 500 and 600 marriage licenses. We're going to also talk about our birth and death certificate department. They are the ones that you come to get a birth certificate and or death certificate in Terrebonne Parish. It is basically a satellite office of the Bureau of Vital Statistics. We are logged into their system, and they're the ones that supply all of this information directly to us. There are some qualifications and requirements in order to obtain a birth certificate or death certificate, which can also be located on our website. The fees in this department are regulated by statute, and it is available with no appointment. Most times, depending on how quickly the Bureau of Vital Statistics gets back to us, it's a very little wait time. If the birth certificate was issued from 1903 to current, typically you can get it within a few minutes. If it's issued prior to 1903, that request has to be submitted directly to the Bureau of Vital Statistics. They made death certificates available for generation through our local clerk's offices starting in July of 2012 forward. Prior to that, you would need to go to the Bureau of Vital Statistics. In the last fiscal year, we've issued over 5,000 birth and death certificates. We also have our Human Resource Department that retains a permanent record of employee time. In any public office, all the time is accountable. She oversees all of the vacation, sick time. She also oversees all mandatory testing that is given to us by the Secretary of State's office. An example, ethics testing and sexual harassment. Every public employee in any public office is mandated to take these two tests yearly. I oversee the office on a daily basis with the Clerk of Court. I assist the employees with tasks that need explanation or they may need some guidance on. I communicate with the judiciary and other public agencies to effectively process any request that is given to our office. I handle and oversee all of the audits in Terrebonne Parish Clerk's office. Each year, there are no less than 10 to 12 audits that our office is mandated to participate in. All of these audits have always come back with no findings and of an excellent standing. I do the reconciliation of all of the bank accounts in the Clerk of Court's office, and I oversee the registry of the court funds. That is money that is placed into the registry for safekeeping pending the outcome of litigation. I oversee the online e-search program. When you want to do this research from your house or office, there's a program available that you can do all of this electronically and online. If you have any questions, you call the office and we're going to guide you through that process. I compile the operating budget of our office. I handle all of the payroll activity and all of the benefit packages. I oversee all of the accounts receivable and accounts payable. And of course, we assist the customers on a daily basis. To clear up a few items that have been moving around in conversation and just state the facts on things. Our office is up on modern technology. We offer e-recording for all of our land records, e-filing for all of our civil records. We offer the electronic jury system. There are so many different advances that we have made in the last decade to bring this office up to the latest technology available. We are constantly trying to update this program. Our elections in Terrebonne Parish are handled with the utmost respect and integrity. Louisiana is ranked second in the nation for election integrity, and this is through the guidance and protocols set forth by the Secretary of State's office and the clerk executes. It's been mentioned something about swift justice. Well, let me just clarify that. The Clerk of Court's office, if you want to look at it this way, is simply the record keeper. It accepts all of the documents that are filed into cases in regard to any criminal procedure. The clerk's office is in no way, shape, or form the judge, the jury, or the prosecutor. Our office today is fiscally sound. It is a main priority of our office to continue operating with a conservative value and move forward in building this foundation of fiscal security. I'm prepared to lead this office on day one. I've worked in this office for the last 44 years and I've worked every aspect of this office. We want to expand in technology and we're constantly pursuing new programs that can enhance the system that we currently have. But you know, when it comes down to this, to effectively lead any office or business, you have to have worked it to be put in a position to run it. And a true leader is confident in the decisions that they make, knowing the ramifications that could be of that decision. I'm asking you for that opportunity because I have worked this office for the last 44 years. And I am confident that I can move this office into the next chapter with the experience I have from working it every day. I'd like to humbly ask for your vote on October 11th in electing me as your next Terrebonne Parish Clerk of Court. I thank you for tuning in today and listening to what the duties, some of the duties, and in no way, shape, or form does it cover everything. But now you may have a better idea of how many different things the clerk is actually in charge of on a daily basis. Let's make the right decision moving forward, and let's put experience where it matters. Thank you so much.